So here's our trivia question of the night. Who was the guy that was traded for Rogan Vachon and also served as a backup for Glenn Hall in the Blackhawks 61 title run for the Cup? Well, he's a native of St. Hyacinthe in Quebec, not the biggest drink of water, 5'9", 175, but his career in the NHL drew a lot of interest because he was a very great teammate. He knew his role, and like I said, he did well with he wasn't the biggest player, so that limited him in his skills, but he was a strong goalie, played a number of seasons in the show. So it's got to be Denis DeJordy. Now, Denis Emile DeJordy, or DeJordy, is a Canadian former pro ice hockey player, undrafted. He played goal for four NHL squads, most notably the Blackhawks. In '67, he and Glenn Hall won the Vezina Trophy for the best goals against average in the NHL. Now, he played junior hockey with the Junior B Dixie Beehives in '57 and the Major Junior A St. Catharines Teepees of the OHA, which was a Chicago affiliate. In 2 seasons, St. Catharines, he helped the Teepees to the top of the Ontario League. Stan Mikita was the team's offensive leader at the time. He and DeJordy were later teammates with the Blackhawks for several seasons. Now began his pro career with the Sault Ste. Marie Thunderbirds of the EPHL and the Buffalo Bisons of the AHL. He was first called up to the Blackhawks during the '61 playoffs, but did not play. His name was engraved on the Stanley Cup, and he appeared in the Hawks Stanley Cup team picture, even though he had yet to play a single NHL game. He played his first NHL contests on November 7, '62, who replaced Glenn Hall, who had left the game with a back injury. That injury brought an end to Hall's streak of 502 consecutive completed games, which was a league record at the time. DeJordy played 5 games that season for Chicago. In '67, DeJordy and Hall won the Vezina Trophy for the best goals against average in the association. Now, when the Blackhawks acquired Tony Esposito from the Habs, he was relegated to backup for the 1970 season. He then played for the LA Kings for 3 years. He was eventually traded along with Dale Hoganson, Noel Price, and Doug Robinson from the Kings to Canadiens for Roger Vachon on November 4th, '71. He eventually became the backup for Ken Dryden, who had played a large part of leading the Habs to the Stanley Cup the previous spring. DeJordy played 7 games that season. He was then dealt to the Red Wings and played parts of 2 seasons there, with stints in the minor leagues. He eventually became a goaltending coach for the Wings, the first in the NHL. Now, during his career, he owned a sporting goods store in his hometown of St. Hyacinthe, Quebec. DeJordy's brother Roger was a veteran minor league hockey player and was enshrined in the Hershey Bears Hockey Hall of Fame in 2015. Now, numerous awards selected the OHA Junior First All-Star Team in '59, EPHL Best Rookie Award winner in 1960, Stanley Cup title in '61, Les Cunningham Award winner in '63, Harry Hap Holmes Memorial Award winner in '63, AHL First All-Star Team in that campaign. He was also selected to the CPHL First All-Star Team in '66. He won the Vezina with Glenn Hall in '67, and he made the AHL Second All-Star Team all the way down in '74. So again, started off with the Dixie Beehives in '57. '58 played for the St. Catharines Teepees, going 32-14-6 in the regular season, and 3-4-1 in the playoffs. With the Bisons of the AHL, he played 1 contest, giving up 5 goals and a loss. Now with St. Catharines in '59, 40-10-3, with a stellar 3.19 average and a 2-4-1 record. Now he did suit up with the Peterborough Petes in the Memorial Cup that year with a 1-4 record. That was the time where you were allowed to bring in players. Now, 59-60, played with the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, 27-30-1 with a 3.74. Sault Ste. Marie again in '61, 16-14-3 with a 3.48. 61 with the Bisons, 28-12, 0-4 in the playoffs. 62 with the Bisons, 36-30-3, 6-5 in the postseason. Now, 63 split time between Buffalo and Chicago, with Chicago 2-1-2, and with the Bisons 32-23-7, and of course a big run in the playoffs with 8 victories, 5 losses, and 1 shutout. The Blackhawks in '64, 2-3-1, and also played that year with the St. Louis Braves of the CPHL with 1 contest. Now '65 with the Blackhawks, he won 16-11-3 and 0-1 in the postseason. He also played with Buffalo that year, going 3-4. '66, he was with the St. Louis Braves for the full season, played the 7 full 70 games, 30-31-5 with a 1-4 record. Now 67 with the Blackhawks, 22 12 and 7 with 1 and 2 in the postseason. 68 with the Blackhawks, 23 15 11, and of course 5 and 6 in the postseason. 69 with the Blackhawks, 22 and 7. 69 he also played in Dallas for a while, 8 4 and 3. 69 with the Blackhawks, 3 5 and 1 until he ended up in LA, 5 11 and 4 that year. 71 with the Kings, 18 29 11 and 60 contests. And 72 split time between LA and Montreal. He was 0 and 5 with LA and 3 2 and 1 with the Canadiens with a terrible 452 average. 73 with the Red Wings, 8 11 and 3. 73 also played that year with the Fort Worth Kings for 10 contests. And 74 with the Red Wings, played 1 and played again an all-star season with the Clippers, 21 13 and 6 with 3.223 average. NHL totals, 124, 128, 51, almost 18,000 minutes played, 929 goals against, 15 blanks, 902 average, and in the postseason 6 and 9, 349. So he's sort of like, I don't know how to explain this. You remember all the goalies that the Montreal Canadiens had from the early 1960s onwards, and you can pretty well name them off the top of your head. But DeJordy doesn't really stand out because people get confused. They thought he played with Chicago before he was with Montreal, which is wrong. He was with LA. A lot of people thought they were going to get another goalie with the trade with LA, but DeJordy, I'd say, was an afterthought, but you know, he could be a number 3. So Montreal, just in a few seasons, had Worsley, Esposito, Ken Dryden, Philip Muir, Roger Vachon, and Denis DeJordy, after going years and years with just Jacques Plante. So it was a revolving door with the Montreal goalies, and then you had Wayne Thomas and Michel Place in the 74 season. You also had Buddy LaRuck, and Chico Resch was in the system as well, and Ed Allen Blast and all that. So a lot of goalies in Montreal around that time. I really think you can say he won a Stanley Cup, well deserved, because you got to do your role when asked. He made an all-star team in the AHL more than once. A very reliable player, coming from a Quebec goalie factory to get to play for the Montreal Canadiens for a few times. Again, the back in the day, it was usually one Anglophone goalie and one Francophone goalie, and he kept that going. But maybe he should have given him a better chance in Montreal. But LaRuck was coming around. Of course, LaRuck had played at the 72 as what they call a practice goalie with Van Boxmeer and Billy Harris. So you knew something was going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the fine story of the pride of St. Hyacinthe, Quebec, Denis DeJordy or Jordy. If you like what you're doing here with our Montreal Canadiens Tribute podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Enjoy the game tonight, as we like to say in the North Shore. Keep your stick in the ice. Have a good one. Bye.